Hello guys, my name is Lucas and welcome. On the last video I showed you the game, I went through every function mainly, so now we're going to see a little bit of the code behind each function. So this is basically a summary of what I did. So I'm not going to be showing you the PHP code this time. I'm just going to go through the C# parts, and maybe later on I will show you PHP in another video. So first of all, we start with the main. Everything is initialized here, so we have a reference to each class from the main class. So the very first thing we do is check the version, because I have a list on the server, the list of versions that is currently available. So what we get is JSON with a list of versions, and if our version matches one of those, we can continue. Otherwise, we'll prompt a message to the player telling them that their version is too old and that they need to update their app. So then we go initialize everything. If we have a username logged in, we are going to use that account, so we don't need to ask them to log in or sign up with Facebook. This is the check version I was talking about. So I use a callback to check the JSON at the end and allow play or deny play. I have a sound controller system with all the sound clips and audio sources, so we can simply play and stop audio sources with a reference to each of them. Then the landing is this part here. Once we start playing, so this is the splash screen, this is the landing, so all these functions for these buttons are here. So in the landing you see we have login button, play button, and a ranking button. And we just set the functions for each of the buttons. We just use onClick add listener. So here in the game controller, we have our main loop of our game. We start everything. We have an action for restart. We have an action for exiting. We set the buttons, music buttons. So basically we initialize everything at the beginning. And I want to show you, oh yeah, there is the logic on the numbers. So I randomize a list of numbers with 25 numbers. Then I place them in order because the list is already random. I have a function called random numbers generator. Let's take a look at that. We just generate a list of numbers that are in order from 1 to 25, and then we shuffle them. So then when we arrange those blocks with those numbers in order, it looks like they are random. And the timer here, the update. So the update has a timer, so if there is time left, we're going to calculate the difference between time and the current time of the application. So we add 1 to the time and we subtract 1 from time left. So then we can keep comparing with this, and we can actually use this for the timer. If the time left is 0, we stop the music, we play the whistle, we set the end game panel true, that will block the touches from the player, so he or she cannot keep pressing on the blocks anymore. Then I animate with iTween the panel to go to the middle of the screen. I submit a high score using my PHP files on the server. So I just send a request to that PHP file with the ID of the user and the score that they had. Finally, I update the score text on the screen, set the time left to -1 so that nothing keeps happening on the loop until we reset or we go back home. And this is the shuffle function, so it's basically this. And that's basically it for the game controller. So the whole game loop is there. We have a ranking, so ranking is pretty simple. I just generate these elements. Actually, the elements are all there already. The canvas, background, ranking. You'll see that the ranks are all here. So they're just members of a vertical layout group, and each of them is in an horizontal layout group with a name, score, and rank. So what I do is from the server, I will get a JSON array filled with JSON objects, and each JSON object has a name, a score, and a rank. Here, this one, name, high score, and rank. So that I use them to fill that table, and if the username that we got in that list matches the user ID in our game, we're going to set that one to a white color so that we can see where is our ranking. So yep, that's basically it for that. We have the sign in, so there's a lot of functions here, login or sign up. So basically this will get a response from the server if the user exists, and then if it doesn't exist, we're going to create it. If it exists, we're going to log in with that user. What else? Here are my APIs, so I can get ranking, I can submit high score, get a guest ID, get ranking, get versions. All of this, I just made a web request and wait for the response, and then call an action as a callback. All of them, or not all of them, but these three do that, and that code is made on PHP on the server, so I just need to send a request. Finally, I think we're almost complete here. The Unity ads, yeah, I forgot to show you that. So it's very, very simple. Unity ads here. So I have a function called show rewarded video here, but it's actually very simple, just advertisement.show rewarded video, and the options are very simple. So when we call this from the game controller at the end of the game, we can watch this, and then we can use this watched ad callback to actually reward the player. So if watched the ad successfully, we're going to run this function. We're going to set the time back to time. We're going to set the timer text to 10, the time left to 10, and the end game panel is going to be turned off. We used continue. This is used to make sure that the player can only use one continue per game. So they can only watch one ad per game, otherwise they can continue watching ads to infinity, and that's not fair to other players. Watch the ad button also needs to be set active to false because we don't want them to press it again. And we finally use the start routine countdown, that is what happens at the very beginning, countdown from 3 before starting. So that's a way to let the user get ready to play again after they watch the ad. So everything here just gets restarted with 10 seconds and they can start playing one more time. I think I showed you pretty much everything on the game, and I hope you like it. I hope you might find this helpful, or if you're curious on how I did specific things, it's a good chance for you to ask in the comments. Maybe me or someone else can help you. And again, guys, it's been a while, I'm sorry. But yeah, I plan to keep making videos, of course. Please don't think that I'm going to stop. Sometimes you have to give me time, which is about a month, and I usually get things figured out within a month. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Right now I'm going to continue with the RPG series that we were making. I'm going to make around 5 more videos on that, and then I'm going to keep making all kinds of videos. So thank you very much, guys. Please remember to go to the Play Store and download this game. You can search it as Numero Muzu, because it's actually really hard to find if you just type Numero. So go Muzu Numero, or see the link in the description. Get this app, try it by yourself, give me feedback, try to find or figure out if there's any bug so we can fix them together, maybe in a live lesson or another video. So again, guys, thank you very much, be well, and I will see you all on the next one. Adios.